Reigning Formula-E champion Lucas di Grassi, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much for being here.
So this is a new chapter in Formula-E, works manufacturer, Audi Sport. What does it mean for you? What changes for you?
Audi Sport being involved, of course, is very positive. We have the know-how, they have the know-how from LMP with a hybrid setup, which is actually, in general terms, is very similar to the technology that we are developing for the electric part for Formula-E. So we can use a lot of the experience of the engineers, of the development of everything in this car. Plus, we went even a step further. So we looked at every part that can be developed in this car, and we went try to make it better. So I'm very confident that with Audi behind, we can really have a very good car.
I think it's fair to say that you're a pioneer in motorsports. You're racing in Formula-E since season 1, since race 1. How would you explain the development of the series itself of Formula-E?
To be honest, yeah, I was one of the first employees of Formula-E helping to develop the series because I believed on electric technology since the beginning. And for me it was very clear that electric would be the future. And I bet my chips on it, and it worked. And now Formula-E went from people believing it to people admiring it, and how quickly it grew from first year spec cars to season 4 with 9 manufacturers signed. Nobody has ever seen that in motorsport, and this reflects the transition of the industry. So I'm very happy. I'm happy with 2 reasons. Formula-E succeeded and is becoming one of the most respected and biggest series in motorsport, and I won the title. So what else could I dream of? Yeah, it could be much worse. I won the first ever race. I won the title in season 3, so I'm very happy.
So one thing traditional motorsport fans don't like about Formula-E is the sound and the speed and so on. You as a driver, you've experienced so many different categories, LMP1, GP2. I think it's no secret that the Formula-E car is way slower than the most other cars you've driven. But what is the special thing for you with the Formula-E? Because usually drivers always want to drive the fastest car available.
Yes, the Formula-E is not the fastest car that I ever driven, that's for sure. But the level of difficulty is not proportional to speed. A 747 goes at 900 kilometers per hour, and therefore is not more difficult to drive than a Formula 1 car that goes at 350. Or a dragster can go also at 450 kph, and therefore is not more difficult to drive than a Formula 1 car. So what I'm trying to say with that is that even with go-karts, which has 30 horsepower, it's extremely difficult to drive. So the difficulty and the speed are different relations. And Formula E, what is difficult is not only the car, but the format. We race only in cities, small tracks, very narrow, the wall is there, and it's very limited. The amount of time you have for the weekend. Everything happens in one day. You arrive, you have 1 hour, you have to figure out the track, you have to figure out your quali performance, the race performance, energy saving, set up in 1 hour. Qualifying is 1 lap. If you do one small mistake, you're done. And then you go to the race, which is completely different from qualifying. So it's extremely difficult format, doesn't allow you to do any mistakes, like you saw Buemi doing a mistake in Montreal and losing the championship because of one small mistake. So it doesn't allow you to do any mistakes. Driver is very relevant, very important. The team, the preparation is also very important. Extremely difficult series, and actually it's a very good match to the electric technology that we have.
You already mentioned that there are some other manufacturers entering Formula E. Do you see the risk, like in Formula 1 or whatever, or DTM, that when too many manufacturers are involved, that the series is getting a bit less cool, let's say, because it's too professional?
Yes, the problem is not manufacturers joining, but manufacturers controlling. Of course, we respect what Audi, for example, in my case, is decided, but I believe Formula E has a very good management, a very forward-thinking way of doing new motorsport, and I'm very confident that the more manufacturers, the merrier, the better the series will be, even though the level of professionalism will rise.
If you had one wish for free, what would you improve in Formula E?
I would put a 4-wheel drive.
But then it's easier for the driver, I guess, with a 4-wheel drive.
No, my LMP1 was four-wheel drive, and not necessarily was easier to drive. Actually, it was more difficult to drive.
Interesting. And you're also involved in the Roborace, which is quite interesting. Can you just explain why you decided to go that step?
I decided 1 year ago when we started Roborace to be very close, looking what was happening and working with them as an advisor. And my view was very clear from the beginning. I wanted Roborace to go where motorsport cannot go, and not mix Roborace with motorsport. Roborace is part of motorsport, but just a technology part of it. It's not supposed to replace, and will never replace. It's not because Deep Blue beat Kasparov in chess on the 90s that there is only machine playing chess. We want to see who is the best human, and that will never change. But we need a series to show and to promote autonomous technology, which is the present, and that will be Roborace.
So thank you very much, and good luck for the next season.
Thank you very much.